In episode 1 of Grow Up, Ken Heckle, I told you about my mom, the camera lady. I shared about getting my first ever studio and the unfortunate situation that immediately followed. I told you about Buffalo Bill, and to finish it off, I made my brand new custom desk. In this episode, I wanted to elaborate further on my weird and wild
I'm on the phone.
And strange and fun, but crazy, but stupid, but weird and bizarre adventures as a filmmaker. And I don't really feel like I belong. Whatever. I want to show you the 5 best videos I've ever taken, and a few honorable mentions. But I promise you the reason for this top 5 list is not what you expect. Video number 5, my first job. I am on my way to my first day of work at my first ever real job. I'm taking the Caltrain from Mountain View to San Francisco. I had to be up very early in the morning. I was very, very nervous. We've all had a ride like this. That anticipation building in your stomach, your heart beating out of your chest. But that's okay. New experience is the point of life. We have to put ourselves in these positions to grow. Anxiety doesn't exist in the present moment. It's always something to come or something that hasn't happened yet. I wish I could tell Kent to just focus on putting one foot in front of the other. All the worries and fears that I have are things that have not even come yet, things that don't exist. You can always trust that you are on your right path. 9 days after my 18th birthday, on March 14th, 2014, I posted my first ever YouTube video.
My name is Ken Heckle, and I think I'm gonna start vlogging now. I think I have an interesting life enough to do this. Just a little bit about me.
Not only was this my first ever YouTube video, but this was my first proper experience at making videos at all.
It is 6:30 in the morning.
You want to know a secret? This isn't actually my first video. I was too scared to post it. I made 7 videos before I made that first YouTube video, but they never got posted. One of my greatest friends, Charlie, and I came up with an idea to make vlogs back and forth to each other. One day he'd make one, send it to me,
Hey, Kent.
and I'd make one and send it back to him. This was my first experience using Windows Movie Maker on a super old laptop that would crash constantly. I didn't even know how to make the video fill the whole screen. After I'd made 7, I finally got the courage to post, and I never stopped. There's something so special about it, watching this back. This kid who made all these videos, I recognize him, but I don't know him. It feels like another life. I made 975 of these daily vlogs, almost consecutively. My life changed over and over and over again. And it was all on camera. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I was going to become. And even though now, looking back, I can hardly look myself in the eye, it was still important that I made this. This was still the beginning of my journey, and it always will be. Innocence. Innocence with a desire to become something is what it takes to start a real journey, a real adventure. Whether for you it's spiritual or it's physical. For me it was making videos, but it led me to the greatest adventure of my entire life. For you it could be anything, but it's worth exploring, and you might have to make yourself uncomfortable to start. But go on that journey. Please. This was is my first camera, the Sony PowerShot DSC-W560. I found this in a drawer in my mom's house and proceeded to make the next 100 vlogs with it. I broke it. My second camera was the Canon S110. Pocket size, metal, and black. It's also broken. My third camera was the Canon G7X. Just barely pocket sized and extremely breakable. My next camera was the Sony a6300, a really awkward shape, but it shot 4K. This camera made me feel like I took a big step up. I also broke it. My next camera was the A6000. It was a gift for filming a course. My next camera is the Sony A7S Mark II. This is a great camera. I even got a nice lens for it too. I bought this camera back when I was into cryptocurrency from a friend.
I don't ever think I've had to pee this bad.
And finally, my newest camera, in many regards a step down, the Sony DSC-WX350. In fact, it's an older brother of my first camera. Of all these cameras, which one do you think is my favorite? No. First, let me explain my camera theory with some graphs. In my opinion, as quality of camera goes up, so does preciousness. This is a great camera, but it's really expensive, and I'm afraid to take it anywhere outside the studio. This camera, on the other hand, sadly for my producers, it doesn't shoot anything greater than 1080p, but it's in my pocket 24/7. So that brings us to my second graph. As preciousness goes down, rawness of video goes up. This camera over here captures some amazingly beautiful videos, but it has seen nothing compared to what this little guy has. To me, this right here is what matters, rawness of video. Because to me, that's what makes a good story, when you feel like you're there. Which brings us to my last graph. As quality of camera goes up, so do the chances of you making YouTube tutorials on how to make videos. Please, we don't need more YouTube tutorials. Please, for the love of God, if you get a good camera, don't make tutorials. Please make videos about things. And that's why my favorite camera is this tiny little thing. Last episode, I told you about the Buffalo Bill Memorial and why I didn't get to see it. Every time I'm presented with a new opportunity, I struggle to say no because the first thing that pops into my head is how I didn't get to see the Buffalo Bill Memorial. So why don't I just look it up? That's a fair question. Sometimes in my life, I feel an adventure building in front of me. I remember when I was a kid, seeing the Windows XP Hill Bliss on my computer. I'm gonna go there someday. When I moved to San Francisco,
There's the red one.
a friend mentioned they thought it was just north of the city. I had to go find it. When I got my first Rubik's Cube at the Maryland State Rubik's Cube competition as a gift, I knew someday I would have to come back and compete.
All right.
So this monument, maybe it's because I think of it so often, maybe it's because I need closure, or maybe it's Buffalo Bill Cody himself calling to me. I can't look it up until I see it in person. Video number 3. I would like to change the music. I grew up just outside of Annapolis, Maryland, on a small river called the Severn River. I lived in a neighborhood full of kids, full of people, full of dogs running everywhere. We had a dog named Beckham. My neighbors had a dog named River. One night I come down to watch the sunset with my dog, and I see River in the water. I decided to take this video just because it looked beautiful. I don't want this to be too sad, but that right there was River's last dip in the river. What an honor to be able to take such an important photo. Sometimes a beautiful moment just unfolds right in front of you, and you will never look back and remember what camera you had. Thank you for a wonderful childhood, River. It's true. I've kept every video clip I've ever taken. Here's how it's possible. I have 2 processes in place to capture everything that I do. Of Kent is my footage library. The project began when I started the daily vlog in 2014. Its standards have changed over time, but here's the current organizational practice. All folders begin with of Kent followed by 3 numbers. This number is a counter that goes up +1 every time I import footage. This topic is typed in by me every time I import footage, so each folder has a name. Every file that gets imported also gets renamed, so that when we're editing, no files look the same. Yeah, it's true. I've kept basically every single video clip of me ever. In the last 8 years, I can probably count on a hand the time I've lost video, and most of them, if not all of them, I cried. This equates to about 52 terabytes worth of footage just of my life. Why is that so worth it to me? Why is this something that I even do? I think of it like a second brain. I'm not particularly good at remembering things. You can ask Jamie, my wife. My purpose on this earth is to create. And being able to look back at the timeline of me making stuff, being able to pinpoint every single moment is just special. So that's why Of Kent exists. And it'll exist as long as I'm alive. Video number 2. Oh my God, what the? This is a folder of clips I've never shared anything from. Late September 2018, Jamie and I had just gotten married. We're on our first night of our honeymoon. And because we were so far away, we were able to watch one of the first sunrises of our marriage. This was a sunrise you could feel. This one was special. This one was a gift. The love of my life, my best friend, one of the most important moments of my life. So happy I captured it. Okay, let's just kind of, what am I trying to say? If you're a creator, or you're a filmmaker, or you just enjoy the act of documenting your life, don't. And this is so easy to say now that I have like all the cameras and like this mic, right? Like it's so easy to say. Try your hardest not to get hung up on what it is you're actually shooting with. Video quality actually has nothing to do with quality of video. Pulling out the camera and being ready for life to unfold in front of me. Sometimes it's mundane, but other times it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And in my own way, it's spiritual. Perfect. Love it.
That's the story. That's 73 and 35 years later.
After about 8 years of filming myself, you really can see when the soul starts to shine through. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you for waiting. This is the clip you've probably been waiting for. Or not, I don't know. This clip is so...
That's all drool.
God, it just makes me... Oh.
Like an octopus, I got sticky things all over.
This was probably the most life-changing moment I've ever experienced. The most clarity I have ever received. I just had a panic attack. I had to go to the hospital over my mental health. I didn't ever think that... Oh, just listen to me.
I just wanted to capture this moment to be like, mental health is very important. Mm-hmm. And I broke the rule of thinking I was too good for it, and I never want to let future Kent ever think that again. Because that was the scariest thing that's ever happened to me in my life. And
You don't get to choose your important life moments. They just happen.
Oh my God.
The whole life is a journey thing I know is so cliche, but this was the beginning of one of the most important journeys I've ever been on, and I'm still on. The rest of my life, a life of taking care of myself, of loving myself, of loving life.
So bad they had to stab my finger.
No matter how difficult, or no matter how low you get, I promise, just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Just keep believing that you are on your right path because you are. You are.
Supreme drop this morning. These got open.
If you've ever wanted to capture your life, Now is the time to start. There's no when I get, there's no when this happens, none of that. If any of the things I talked about in this video intrigued you in the slightest, now is the time to start documenting your life. And here's 2 tips on how to do that. 1, get a tiny little camera. Get something like this. I bet you can get one of these for less than $100 or like at a thrift store or something. Make sure you're not afraid of it. If you look at your camera and you have fear of it breaking, of it getting lost, of something happening to it, of you not understanding something about it, it's not the right camera. You need something that is a true tool that belongs in your pocket and can be taken out at any moment. Not everything in my life is content. This is an important understanding of like me and my family because I film them all the time. Most of our moments don't belong in my videos because it's for us, it's for me. Document your life because you can.
Cookies acquired. Let's go eat these things.
I feel as though I have a second brain on all of my hard drives that has captured all of life's most important moments, and I can rewatch them, relearn from the lessons I learned years ago whenever I want. To me, it is of the most important things that I own. It is my genuine treasure. My second tip, if a camera is not your vibe, you've already got a phone in your pocket and it shoots great video. Download Google Photos. It's an app. This is not sponsored. This app is so good because it backs up everything you do for free. They can recognize moments, places, dates, all of that. And then everything that you do, everything you film, take pictures of, whatever, is backed up and is searchable. Literally today, I had family visiting. We wanted to watch the videos of my birthday cake flip because every time there's a birthday, or member of our family, you flip your birthday cake. I'm able to literally type into my Google Photos cake flip and all of our family's cake flip videos appear. Here's mine. And the flip. It didn't go so well. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Trust yourself. Believe in yourself. In my life, I'm just trying to do me. And I know I have a creator looking down on me, giving me ideas, helping me continue to do that. And that's just so beautiful. So that's all for this video. I will see you in the next one. Next one, I believe we are building a camera from scratch. Thanks so much for watching. Finish that hard, follow your dreams, and I'll see you in a video very soon.